What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Life's a Dance podcast. I am your host, Trey Kulata. Thank you, as always, for pressing play and joining me and supporting the channel, because it is my mission to help as many people as possible, myself included, demystify and untangle all the crazy shit that is going on in our heads, in our lives, so that we can live life with more joy, more purpose, and more authenticity. Today, I am focusing on a subject or a topic that keeps kind of popping up in random places in my life. And that is that the people in our lives are our assignments. And more recently, I have been learning about a concept in Kabbalah called tikkun, which I forget what it actually means. It means correction. That's what it means. So, correction. So when a person is in our life, it's like they're assigned to us, especially the people that annoy us. They're here to show us a thing. They are here to show us what we need to correct in our souls, because we carry baggage in our souls throughout lifetimes. Throughout all of my entire education in this, space of spirituality and personal development, these are things that I have found kind of ring true throughout many people's work that I've read. Like Joe Dispenza and Gabby Bernstein and a few others. There's this recurring theme. Gabby Bernstein puts it as, people are our assignments. And what does that mean? So I'll give you an example. So my ex-husband, he is a pain in my ass. There's just no two ways about it. We have had some moments of clarity throughout our divorce and co-parenting where things have worked. And now we're in a dip. We're in another dip. We're going back to court. It's bringing up all this old stuff, old emotions. And as we text back and forth, it's like I get so angry. And I think to myself, why? Why is this person in my life? Why is he my assignment? And this is why it's important to understand this, because I know there's somebody in your life, whether that is a parent or a child, or maybe it's a sibling, a partner, a romantic partner, a business partner. All the people in our lives are uniquely suited to show us things, right? But especially the ones that drive us up a wall or drive us crazy. Because I am somebody who suffers from chronic impatience. Like, it sucks, and I've been working on it. And the more that I sit and reflect and I meditate, I find that I have become more compassionate, more understanding, and just calmer overall, more peaceful. But that's a subject for another day, because that's part of the solution here is inner reflection. And you don't get that without sitting down in the quiet and meditating. You just don't. Okay, none of these revelations are going to come just sitting in front of the television and binge watching a Netflix series, okay? We have to carve out time in our day to reflect and look inside. I know I repeat it all the time, but it bears repeating because, we're human and we forget shit. I forget shit. My kids have to remind me all the time when I forget to, get them a thing or they ask me for something. And anyway, we're all human. And that's the thing. My ex-husband is human. And he was sent here, or I was put in this particular set of circumstances where we got married, we had kids, we went through all our bullshit. And it humbled me in so many ways. I was such a fucking self-righteous, yo girl or woo girl, whatever they used to call them. I don't know what they call them now, but back in my day, it was woo girl. So just, obnoxious and proud and loud. And I'm still kind of loud, but whatever. We can't lose all of the sense of ourselves through the process of self-exploration, can we? So he was put here to basically teach me that, number one, the first lesson, the first go around when we first were starting to go through our divorce was, in my opinion, was the world doesn't owe you shit. The world doesn't owe me shit just because I'm here and I think I deserve it. I have to show that I'm grateful for the opportunity to be here in order to receive gifts from the universe and to receive the clues and the breadcrumbs that lead me to my ultimate prosperity and joy. But I can't just sit here and do jack shit with the time that I'm given and the gifts that I'm given and expect a fucking handout from the universe. And that's where I was at when I first met him. I was so entitled. And so the entitlement had to go away. That's number one. Now he's popping up again, and I'm still not quite clear, besides showing more love and compassion, because ultimately at the end of the day, that's what all of us need to seek, is to have more love, compassion, kindness, and generosity and gratitude in our lives in every situation, no matter good, bad, or otherwise. But in the moment, it's really, really fucking hard to be like, I'm so grateful that my ex-husband is texting me and being an asshole right now. Like, you know what I mean? It's just not the way that our brains are wired. But every time he fires off at me, I am really trying hard. And with practice, it's been getting a little bit easier and a little bit easier to say to myself, okay, the universe is trying to show me something, and it keeps trying to show me this thing over and over again. So what am I doing wrong? And what do I need to correct in order for this to resolve itself? And it's always going to be something that I need to correct, not the other person. Being self-righteous and taking the I'm right, you're wrong attitude is all fucking wrong. And it also happens with my daughter, who is, ironically, so much like her dad. So much like her dad. Strong-headed. And that's the thing, too, is if you're strong-headed like me or stubborn, this process can be difficult, but it is mandatory. And I'm going to repeat that. This process is mandatory in order for us to achieve higher states of love, joy, peace, and purpose in our lives. We cannot unlock the next level up by holding on to bitterness and anger and righteousness. That is not how we get there. And I'm not saying we need to be a layover or a pushover or a laydown. It's about finding the strength and the confidence within yourself, calm, quiet confidence, almost like, I don't know, for my dog whisperer fans out there, calm, confident, right? We have to be calm, confident. And so when I see that text message pop up on my screen, I can take a breath and respond in a way that is loving. If you're watching me right now, it's like the facetious smile, okay, grinning through my teeth, loving and compassionate. But really, and eventually with practice, it will actually become a message, a communication back and forth that is from a loving and compassionate place. And sometimes people are put here so that they can inspire action, right? Faith-aligned action. So I finally hired a lawyer to help me sort through this bullshit so that I don't have to. And sometimes that's what we need too, is we need a light to be shown on the thing that we have been kind of pushing to the side or pushing into a dark place. And it keeps popping up like, hey, you need to deal with this. It's fucking festering, until you finally deal with it. And I'm working on procrastination too, guys. Obviously, nobody's perfect. But goddamn. Okay, so, just to kind of recap here, at least with my ex-husband, that situation, I had to finally get up the strength and the ability and the wherewithal to say, fuck it, I'm hiring a lawyer. And also taking a step back every time I get a shitty text message or a nasty text message and approach it with calm, confidence, and compassion. My daughter walked through the door the other day after being at a friend's house all day long, asking me to stay longer. And it's like 9 o'clock at night on a Sunday. Like, it's school night, girl. Like, we got shit to do. It's time to wind it down. Girlfriend called me. I told her she couldn't stay. She says, okay, hangs up on me. I was fuming, friggin' pissed, waiting for her to get home. But I told myself as I sat there and I was kind of thinking about the situation, how are you going to approach this when she gets home? Are you going to fly off the handle and ground her? Or are you going to take her in a room, have a private conversation with her, and revoke privileges? And let me tell you what. The latter was definitely the way to go because she felt so awful and so bad about what she had done. And I didn't even have to raise my voice. I just came from a very authentic place of disappointment that she would do that to me and that it was disrespectful. And we had a conversation. She got upset. She cried. She said she didn't know that was how it came off. Great. Results achieved. And it was because I have been going through this process of self-reflection, meditation, understanding that the people in our lives are our assignments and they were put here in our lives to show us what we need to correct in ourselves. Not in them, but in ourselves. That I was able to take a situation that could have gone probably 100 different ways. And it, for all intents and purposes, I'm going to say that it worked out the way that I wanted it to. Did she carry on for a little bit afterwards? Sure. She's a stubborn-headed girl. And again, got to take a step back, take a breath, understand that I cannot control that, and move on. But she did. She understood the tone of where I was coming from and that I meant business without me even having to yell. So, pretty fucking cool. I'll keep reporting on all this stuff as we keep going with all this work, but I felt like that was an important message to relay today. So as you go throughout your day or your week this week, I want you to reflect and think about a person in your life. Maybe it's a boss or a coworker, again, a best friend, somebody. Your husband, wife, lover, kid, whatever. Who is it in your life that causes you the frustration and like can push your buttons, you know? Or like you just kind of have to suck it up or walk on eggshells around them or, you know, things like that. Things that just don't feel natural. Who is that for you? And when you feel that way, ask yourself, be aware and ask yourself, what do I need to correct when it comes to this person? What is the universe trying to show me? Because it's always trying to show me something that's going to serve my greatest and highest good. That's the beauty of it. It's a fun little puzzle, isn't it? So, all right, guys, that's it for today. I love you all. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, I would love it if you just gave a little like down below or, you know, shot me a comment or a question. You know, if you have any, I'm here to answer. But until next time, let's dance.